welcome to today's video, and this video is going to be completely dedicated to one of my favorite things on the face of the earth, the infamous boosted board. So as you can tell by how much fun I'm having in all those clips, the boosted board is insanely fun to ride. I look forward to every trip I have to make, especially when I'm on campus with this thing, because it is just unlimited fun. I never not enjoy it. So as you can see, I've had over 1,000 miles on this thing, which is pretty crazy, but I've only fallen twice, so I consider myself a pretty good rider. What's interesting though is I never picked up a skateboard for myself, or a longboard for that matter, before I got this thing. As described on their website and in like every other review that you might watch about one of these things, this thing is meant to be a viable means of transportation, and that's exactly what it is. In a lot of instances, it's what's called a last mile vehicle, which means it's meant to get you to and from where public transportation is. For example, rather than having to walk to a bus stop or a train station, you can boost there, especially if it's like a mile or so away. But what's really cool about this thing is that you don't have to use it just as a last mile means of transportation. You can use it as your sole means of transportation. Before we get into the finer details of what I think of this and whether or not I think you should buy it, let me just talk about what I like and don't like about this thing. Again, like, this thing is so much fun to ride, and one of my favorite things is to let other people try it. I've never had anyone that's given it an honest try not like it. They always are smiling and laughing because it's so much fun, and it's crazy that this thing is real. Like, it feels like you're in the future when you're riding it. The board is bamboo, so it's super flexible. The wheels are big enough to where you can get over many bumps and like small potholes. It accelerates so fast. Its top speed is 20 miles an hour, at least this model. There's a model that goes faster. My use of this thing is to get around on my college campus. I go to Ohio State University, which is a huge school, and I use it to get everywhere on campus. Super convenient because it is just a skateboard and it doesn't look that obnoxious, so when I ride it and then show up to the classroom, I kind of just kick it up, walk with it into the classroom, put it at the front of the classroom so I can see it, and it's just chilling there. This thing's like 13 or so pounds, so it's definitely heavier than a normal longboard, but it's not like not that difficult to carry. But as you can tell by everything I've said in this video, like, I'm struggling to even come up with things that I don't like about it, because I really do like it that much, and it really does impact my life in such a positive way. So just because I say so many great things about it, because I really do enjoy it that much, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily right for you, and I really don't think it's right for a lot of people. So the fact of the matter is, in my 1,000+ miles ridden on this thing, I've noticed that there are two places where the boost board makes a lot of sense, and where it excels, and where you're gonna save time, energy, and money. One, on a college campus, and two, in a big city. So as you can tell by those clips, and if you watched many of my videos, you can tell that the boosted board just gets me around so quick. And there's already so many people biking and longboarding and using other means of transportation other than walking on a college campus that it kind of fits right in. When I'm riding on campus, like, I'm always super observant. I never have my headphones in, I'm always wearing a helmet, and the only thing that's weird is, like, people still don't really understand this because, like I said, it's pretty low-key. It doesn't look too obnoxious as as an electric longboard. So people will see me and they're kind of confused as to why I'm going so fast / don't expect me to be able to stop, which has gotten me into some like close situations, not many, but a few, where I like almost hit someone because they start stuttering because I'm predicting their motion, because it's my responsibility to get out of their way as the pedestrian, but then like they're just confused and not sure what to do, and they're looking out for themselves. So then like I've almost hit like I think 2 people, but the board comes to a stop so quickly, and like I said, I've ridden it enough that I'm pretty good at it, so that hasn't been an issue. The other place where this thing is a beast is in a big city, kind of for obvious reasons. I mean, if you watch other YouTubers, I'm sure you've seen so many people, the Casey Neistats, the Sarah Dichis, the whoever that rides this thing around New York City. I mean, you just fly through traffic, and I've done it in Columbus a little bit, I've done it in Chicago, I've taken it downtown Cleveland. I mean, this thing is just so good. So if you live in the city and are commuting around the city, you will fly through traffic, you will save time and money, and you're gonna look really cool as you do it. Those two things aside, I really don't think this boosted board makes sense. Even if you're on a smaller college campus, like I said, OSU is pretty big, I just don't think it makes that much sense. You're still gonna get places quicker than you would be walking, but like maybe your college isn't set up such that you have like a lot of places where people bike or longboard already. And if you live in the suburbs, like, it's just not a viable means of transportation. This thing, based on software, can only go 22 miles an hour max. Now it's interesting because the hardware could make it go faster, but they've capped the speed. Anyways, 22 miles an hour. No one drives 22 miles an hour almost on any street in a suburb or in like a small city. People are always driving faster. So you're not gonna be able to keep up with traffic, which means you're gonna have to be on the sidewalk if you don't wanna get honked at all the time. And the booster board just does not do so well on sidewalks. Maybe it's just where I live, but there's so many random bumps and cracks in the sidewalk that like, even though I can take it, it's just annoying. So you don't want to have to deal with that. And the other reason why you might not want to get it is because of how expensive it is. Its high price point is a topic of discussion among a lot of people that are like interested in this thing. But it makes sense because of their incredible customer service. Every time I've had a problem with my board, they're always quick to answer, and also have replaced the battery. I had a weird issue with my battery. They replaced that for free, paid for shipping back and forth of the board, and that's just kind of their business model. They're pricing it really high, but then treating you really well afterwards in terms of customer service and board maintenance, rather than having you just buy a whole nother board at a lower price point if something went wrong. If you get one and you don't live in a big city or you don't live on a big college campus, you're still gonna love it. I promise you won't regret getting it. It's just really a matter of if you could spend that money on something that's more practical for your life, whether that be like a hobby or another means of transportation, like putting it towards a car. That's what it really comes down to. So I kind of wish I had more bad things to say about this so it sounded more honest, but really, this thing is amazing. I've heard it been compared to the Ferrari of electric skateboards and bikes and that kind of thing. This thing is so sick and it's so much fun and it's so practical if you're in the right place. You're gonna love it if you end up getting it. The only thing is, please, 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 wear a helmet. This thing goes so fast, you will not want to risk that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope it was like kind of enlightening if you were wondering about the boosted board or considering buying one. You should definitely get one, maybe. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow.